Hello everyone. Mother Teresa said, I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot. Together we can do great things. With this great thought, let us begin our new session in a new way. I am Gunjan and I am going to teach you biology. So we are going to begin with chapter number 2, that is cell. First of all, students, let me tell you that this is our class 6 bio textbook. You just download this from the school website and just give a quick reading to chapter 2. I would also suggest you to note down all the points displayed in this video. If you want, you can pause it and note down. Dear students, in these challenging times, let's work unlimited with our limited resources and prove that we are limitless. So let's begin. Cell. We can understand in this way. The basic thing required to construct a wall is probably a brick. Many bricks make one wall, 4 walls make one room, and some rooms constitute a house. Likewise, in a living body, the basic building block, just as the brick, is the cell. Many cells make one tissue. Many tissues make an organ, some organs make an organ system, and such systems make up a life, that is, a living organism. So now, we can define a cell as a basic unit of life, both structurally and functionally. You can see that I have underlined these 2 words as they owe some special importance. That is, structure wise देखें तो सेल ही सबसे छोटी यूनिट है और फंक्शन वाइज देखें तो सबसे पहले सेल फंक्शन करता है. बहुत सारे सेल्स के फंक्शन करने से एक टिश्यू फंक्शन करता है and then consecutively the entire body functions. Therefore, we say that cell is the basic unit of life, both structurally as well as functionally. So up till now we have learned that all organisms are formed from cell. So now one question arises कि ऐसा भी तो हो सकता है कि कोई ऑर्गेनिज्म एक सेल से बन जाए और ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि किसी ऑर्गेनिज्म को बनने के लिए एक से ज़्यादा सेल्स रिक्वायर्ड हो. So therefore, we can classify organisms in 2 categories. The first, the unicellular organisms, those which require only one single cell for their formation. And second, the multicellular organisms, which require more than one cells for formation. So now let us see some examples. The examples of unicellular organisms are amoeba, yeast, and bacteria, and many other microorganisms. Friends, it is to be noted that microorganisms are those which are invisible to the naked eye. We cannot see them through our eyes. We require a special microscope to see them. And the deadly virus, the COVID-19, the corona, which is widespread these days, is also a type of microorganism. So moving on to the examples of multicellular organisms, they are human beings, the plants around us, the trees, cows, and many other animals. I hope up till now you might be eager enough to see the structure of the cell कि आखिर ये दिखता कैसा है. For that, we need to know that all cells are not similar in shape. We can take some examples. Our cheek cells are flat, while our muscle cells are thin, elongated and tubular. Elongated मतलब lengthwise लंबे होते हैं. Tubular means ट्यूब जैसा शेप होगा उनका. The cells of plants are mostly rectangular, while some are round, oval or elongated. The picture on the screen is of a plant cell and animal cell, as you can see. The different parts inside the cell are unknown to you presently. To be familiar with them, let's learn about the parts of a cell. A cell comprises of several different parts. Let's learn some of them. They are cytoplasm, the liquid part, cell membrane, cell wall, the outermost covering, cell membrane, the part inside the cell wall, nucleus, which is located at the center, mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, plastids, which are of three types: chloroplasts, chromoplasts and leucoplasts, vacuoles, which is the sac-like structure. Students, we'll study the parts separately in the upcoming video. Till then, kindly prepare your notes neatly and start learning. Thank you. Stay home and keep learning.